这时间慢一点哈。
The economy has ground to a halt.
我现在从家里面出来，已经步行了大约5分钟。
Xu Xingyu runs a restaurant in the city. He put on a protective suit and went to see what the situation was like at his shop.
现在商场的门都是关闭的。现在到了我们自己家的店，我们已经停业了1月23日起，现在门是紧锁的。
There is no prospect of reopening anytime soon. He says his debts are piling up. He still has to pay rent and wages to his employees.
知道最难的时候应该已经过去了，但也知道可能还需要一段时间，因为就是营业的收入是0，就一点都没有，是0，压力是很大的。
怎么有这么多人在排队？
The infection is said to have been contained, but here in front of a hospital.
2020年3月13号下午1点，协和医院发热门诊还有人在排队。协和医院发热门诊。
Zhang Yi took this video. He says he still feels anxious, even though the peak of the outbreak has passed.
这个病毒确实非常狡猾，肯定是害怕，哪也不害怕的。有很多人跳楼，也有很多人神经病犯了。
Authorities have delivered a notice to residents. A warning that the number of new infections has increased for 3 consecutive days. There are some days in Wuhan when authorities report no new infections. But NHK spoke to the director of the city's main hospital, and he says the situation is expected to remain unstable for some time.
目前的话，整体的在整个武汉市的话，应该是说疫情的控制还是非常严格。我现在没有那种要结束的感觉，没有，完全没有。
How long will the battle against COVID-19 continue? Viruses are generally said to spread when conditions are cold and dry. But some experts say this new strain is different.
I think we have to assume that coronavirus can spread efficiently in tropical areas. We have to move forward and respond to this outbreak with the presumption that transmission in any area can be effective regardless of their climate.
The virus is already spreading in countries in the tropical regions of Africa and South America. Some experts believe that it will take even more time to bring the global situation under control, since the virus has already made it to the southern hemisphere.
The virus will continue to spread in Africa and South America, and then this is going into winter time for them soon. Then the virus will spread very severely in those countries, and this will probably last for 2 to 3 years until the general herd immunity is over 70 to 80% in the global population before this epidemic will start to subside.
The battle against COVID-19 looks like it will last a long time. The number of patients has already exceeded that of SARS. Professor Oshitani, how do we win this fight? Well, Japan learned a lot during the first wave of the epidemic. We had to handle some very difficult incidents very early on, like the Diamond Princess cruise ship.
Also, there have been a number of outbreaks in urban areas, and we've been learning from these experiences as well. The second wave will be very difficult. But if we rely on our experience and implement thorough measures, we do have a chance to bring the second wave under control at a relatively early stage. I think this is possible for Japan.
This chart shows 3 ways to fight infection. Which do you think is the most effective method?
Well, a vaccine takes time, and we have no idea if we can actually make one. Second, herd immunity. That only happens when lots of people are infected, let's say 70% of the population. Many people will die before this happens. And then there's controlling the virus by taking measures to change our behavior. That's what we're doing now. We're trying to place only minimal restrictions on social activities, unlike China, while also slowing down the infection as much as possible. By continuing to do what we've been doing, we do have a chance to control this virus to some extent. I think we're at a stage where there is some hope. But the second wave will be even more severe. I've said this many times, but we need to take thorough measures to prepare.
How can we hang on until a vaccine is available? Researchers around the world are working non-stop to find an effective way to treat COVID-19 using existing drugs.
Efforts are underway to find which drugs can treat this new virus. Shu Tokumatsuyama of the